Hi everyone! Let's create, appreciate, and F that hate. Welcome back to Nikkaflora. How are you guys doing? Are any of you enjoying 2024 so far? Since it's still near the beginning of the year, I've been reflecting a lot in my personal life. I know it's March now, but usually in January and February, many people set New Year's resolutions. This can range from making and saving more money, going to the gym every day, reading more books, making new friends, or starting a new relationship with your crush. Those are some of the most common examples. While I usually make new goals every year, I decided not to do that for 2024. Instead, I'm choosing to improve on what I currently have. I've been inspired by Goku from Dragon Ball, hence the title of this video. He inspires me to want to get better at what I do, and to commit to it no matter what the circumstances are. So anyways, that was a little bit about me. If you want to learn how to write stories, if you want creativity tips, and you want personal growth advice, subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell. Thank you so much for the support. But now, let's get on with the video! Yeah! So today, I will be talking about what makes a great protagonist, as well as why I chose this specific character to talk about. If you don't know who Goku is, he is the main character in Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball GT, which are the Dragon Ball TV shows and manga. Also, if you don't want any spoilers from the Dragon Ball series, then you don't have to watch my video. Just letting you know first. While I am a huge fan of Dragon Ball, it is my favorite anime after all, I decided to focus on Goku specifically because he is a strong protagonist. For those of you who want to improve on crafting characters for your books and movies, you can actually learn a lot from Goku. I'll be going over certain elements as to why he is a solid protagonist, his roles in the series, as well as the types of relationships he has with the supporting characters. I've also written a blog post about this on my website, Nikkaflora.com. It's called What Makes a Great Protagonist? Goku from Dragon Ball. Same title as this video. You can click on the link in the description below if you would like to read it and learn more information. Also, if you want to read an overview of the various types of characters, I have also written another blog post which is called Different Types of Characters in Books and Movies. You can click on the other link in the description below if you want to read it. It talks more about protagonists, antagonists, and the supporting characters. For my first point, what makes Goku a great protagonist is because he has his own goal and tries to achieve it. For any great protagonist, they need to have a purpose. They need to be active in their story. They need to show growth in their personal development because they have something outside of them which makes them want to get up and make their dreams happen. In this series, Goku's main goal is to protect Earth, his family, and everyone that lives on it. He also wants to become the strongest warrior. Even though Goku grew up on Earth, he's actually not a human. He is a Saiyan, which is a warrior race from planet Vegeta. Saiyans are known to love combat. They grow stronger whenever they recover from battles that bring them to the brink of death. It's not surprising that when Goku landed on Earth as a baby, he grew up to love martial arts because his adoptive grandfather, Gohan, taught him when he was a small child. Even after his grandfather passed away, Goku continues to train in the mountains and eventually fights many opponents throughout the entire series. Many people who have seen the Dragon Ball series claim that all Goku cares about is fighting. He leaves home to train in martial arts for extended periods of time, and this angers his wife Chi-Chi because she wants him to stay home more often and for him to get a job. Although Goku wants to be the strongest warrior, his main goal is to still protect Earth, his loved ones, and everyone else. During the Dragon Ball Z series, when Cell threatens to rule over Earth, Goku puts aside his ambition to be the best fighter and instead trains his son Gohan to defeat Cell. Goku is aware that protecting Earth is more important compared to his own personal interests. For my second point, what makes Goku a great protagonist is because he has his own unique quirks. When it comes to action and adventure stories, many protagonists tend to share the same traits. The main character is usually someone who wants to do the right thing. They help other people in the story out of the goodness in their heart. If this type of protagonist is a fighter, then they focus on honing their martial arts or magical skills. The protagonist will then become stronger and defeat the antagonists that stand in their way. These types of qualities define a protagonist who is the hero archetype. If you only focus on these core qualities, the character will sound like a generic hero who wants to save the world and can never do no wrong. That's why, if you want to create a better protagonist, then you can start thinking about what makes them different. What are some quirks that make your protagonist unique? Goku has a couple of quirks which make him memorable. One example is that he eats abnormally large amounts of food. In Dragon Ball, there is a scene where Kid Goku is at a restaurant with his friends, Master Roshi, Bulma, Krillin, Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong. Many people would think that this would be a normal dinner between loved ones. However, Goku was hungry and he loves food so much that he constantly orders seconds. This causes the restaurant staff to come to their table and lay out new dishes. His friends just watch in amazement and shock while Goku treats dinner like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Bulma kept track and counted that Goku ate 57 full-course meals. When Goku is finally full, Master Roshi goes to the register to pay the bill, and the bill ends up being 470,000 zeni. 470,000 zeni is 3,213 in US dollars. When Goku is at home with his family, his wife Chi-Chi always cooks a feast for dinner. And by feast, I'm talking about a Thanksgiving meal which feeds dozens of people at once. Another quirk that Goku has is that he has a gift of befriending others throughout the series. I find this to be a unique trait because in real life, not everyone can make friends easily. There are lots of people in the world who struggle to connect with others. In my personal experience, people mentioned to me that it is difficult for them to form new friendships as an adult. They claim that when they were younger, it's easier for them to be friends with their peers, whether they are classmates in school or coworkers at their job. As an adult, people don't always have that luxury. I can understand this difficulty. But for anyone who wants to make new friends, you have to put yourself out there and be willing to talk to people. It also takes time to find other people whom you can really relate to, and vice versa. In Dragon Ball, what's interesting is that Goku lived alone after his grandpa Gohan died. He didn't have contact with other people because he lives in a forest near Mount Paozu. During this time, Goku just foraged and hunted for food by himself. He practiced martial arts every day. He would also pray and talk to his Dragon Ball because it was the last item his grandfather gave him. It's kind of sad to think about how isolated Goku was. Luckily, Goku doesn't remain alone forever because he eventually meets Bulma. Bulma is the heiress to the Capsule Corporation, and she ventures out into Paozu's forest by using her father's capsule vehicles. Goku and Bulma become best friends, and they both travel around the world together in order to search for the remaining Dragon Balls. In Dragon Ball, the main antagonist at the end of the series is Piccolo. Piccolo is a Namekian whose goal was to conquer the world and destroy Goku. Piccolo never achieves his goals because Goku defeats him, causing Piccolo to never be seen again until the beginning of the next series, which is Dragon Ball Z. In Dragon Ball Z, Goku and Piccolo learn to work together so that they can defeat threats to Earth. Over time, Piccolo eventually trusts Goku and respects his former enemy because he sees how hard Goku trains. Piccolo also becomes like a stepfather to Goku's first son, Gohan. As for my third point, what makes Goku a great protagonist is that he has a good relationship with the secondary characters. While the protagonist is the most important character in the story, it is also just as important for them to have strong connections with the secondary characters, and for them to have a solid dynamic with the antagonist. Secondary characters have their own unique roles in a plot. However, they are not the main focus. Examples of secondary characters include the protagonist's lover or love interest, the mentor who guides the protagonist, and the protagonist's best friend. When you focus on building good relationships between the protagonist and the other characters, it results in a more interesting plotline. People either have the power to enrich our lives or they hinder it. As for Goku, he has his loved ones who love and support him in every Dragon Ball series. His wife Chi-Chi cooks Goku feasts and helps him raise their kids. His sons, Gohan and Goten, also spend time with Goku. The family goes fishing together and lives a peaceful life near the mountains. Goku has a rival named Vegeta. They both want to be the best fighter in existence. They're very competitive against each other, so they spend lots of time sparring together or training alone. Vegeta also helps Goku whenever there are threats to Earth. Goku also has a mentor and childhood best friend who are called Master Roshi and Krillin. When Goku was a kid, Master Roshi taught Goku how to be a full-fledged martial artist. Even though Goku knew how to fight physically, Master Roshi pushed Goku even further by teaching him how to control his energy and how to sense it. Krillin also trained with Goku back then too, and they still remain best friends to this very day. If Goku didn't have those secondary characters supporting him, the series would be a lot more dull. In Dragon Ball, I like how the producers put so much thought into developing the characters. Each person has their own arc, and they evolve throughout the story, along with Goku. As for my fourth point, what makes Goku a great protagonist is that he has weaknesses and moments of vulnerability. While your protagonist can be the best warrior, an international hero, or a kind-hearted philanthropist, any great protagonist needs to have flaws. There needs to be things that they're not good at. In your story, your main character also needs to show that they can be vulnerable to the audience. Personally, I've read many stories throughout my lifetime. I don't like it when the main character is depicted to be perfect and invincible. I want to see the protagonist grow and evolve throughout the story. When you show off a character who has flaws, the audience relates to them on a more personal level. As for Goku from Dragon Ball, I like his character development throughout each series. Goku is normally confident in his abilities. Even when he's facing powerful opponents, Goku sizes them up and believes that he can defeat them. Almost all of the time, his confidence works out in his favor. However, there were instances when Goku felt helpless against certain enemies. Imagine being the protector of Earth and you face a superpower adversary that can easily destroy you and your home planet. You'd start thinking it's the end of the world. One example in Dragon Ball Super is when Goku fights Beerus, who is the god of destruction, and his job is to destroy planets in the universe. Although Goku is the most powerful warrior on Earth, he still lost to Beerus, which is not surprising because Beerus is a god. After Beerus defeats Goku, Goku begs for Beerus to spare Earth. If you watch this particular scene, you'll see that Goku is out of energy and he cannot fight anymore. Even when he lost, Goku still attempted every effort to save Earth. His friends also get ready to fight in his place too, even though his friends are no match for Beerus. Luckily, Beerus had a change of heart and decides not to destroy Earth, so it all works out. That wasn't the first time Goku felt helpless in the series. Goku watched his best friend Krillin die in front of him when they were on planet Namek. Goku even watched Earth get destroyed too when Frieza pulled a last-minute dirty trick in Dragon Ball Super. As invincible as Goku may seem, he was not able to prevent these events from happening. When I see moments of vulnerability like these, it makes me want to root for Goku to win even more, especially when I think about how he resolves these major conflicts. Last but not least, for my final point, what makes Goku a great protagonist is that he has strengths and he constantly improves at something. Just like how it's important for a protagonist to have weaknesses and flaws, a great protagonist can either have natural strengths, or, if they aren't good at anything yet, they must strive to become great at something. When I'm talking about strengths, I'm not only referring to certain skill sets, I'm also talking about personality traits which make the protagonist a strong character. As for Goku from Dragon Ball, even though he has been strong since he was a child, a strength that Goku has is that he is committed to martial arts and he trains every day. He spars with his friends, he seeks out new mentors such as King Kai and Whis, and he continues his craft even though he is 43 now in Dragon Ball Super. Another strength that Goku has is that he does not give up regardless of the circumstances. When he faced off against Beerus, who is tremendously stronger than him, Goku continued to fight until he became unconscious. He pushes past his limits because he is doing everything he can to protect his family and the Earth. I admire these strengths in Goku because they inspire me to want to do better in my life. I like how Goku was this adorable small kid who lived in the mountains, who evolved into this badass warrior who can fight toe-to-toe with a god. Anyways, I'm going to recap and go over quickly as to what makes a great protagonist. First, a great protagonist has their own goal and tries to achieve it. Second, a great protagonist has their own unique quirks. Third, a great protagonist has a good relationship with the secondary characters as well as a solid dynamic with the antagonist. Fourth, a great protagonist has weakness and vulnerabilities. Fifth, a great protagonist has strengths or they constantly improve at something. Anyways, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed learning about what makes a great protagonist, you can click on the link in the description below to read my blog post. It is called What Makes a Great Protagonist? Goku from Dragon Ball, same title as this video. You can also read my other blog post in the description below, which is called Different Types of Characters in Books and Movies. Also, join the Nikkaflora fam today by visiting Nikkaflora.com and sign up for my weekly newsletter. We can connect on social media. You can follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and Twitter at Nikkaflora. Subscribe to the Nikkaflora channel, give this video a thumbs up, and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. Yeah. I try to sing that. Comment down below and let me know if you have any favorite protagonists from other books and movies. Are you into Dragon Ball like me? Do you like Harry Potter, Hunger Games? Feel free to mention anyone who comes to mind. I'll be back with a new video and blog post next weekend. Until then, let's create, appreciate, and F that hate. Bye guys!